Welcome to the Daily Radio Bible for Kids. The day is September the 8th. My name is Hunter, and we are reading through the Bible. Every day, kids from all around the world are gathering together here to listen to these amazing stories from the Bible, from Genesis all the way to the book of Revelation. Today, we continue on in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. Then we'll finish our reading in Romans chapter 12, verse 6. Jesus told the story of a master who left his 3 servants in charge of some money. What was Jesus teaching about in this story? Let's read and find out from Matthew chapter 25. Jesus said, "The kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them when he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. He then left on a trip. The servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. But the servant who received 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. After a long time, their master returned from his trip and called them to give an account for how they had used his money. The servant to whom he had entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, 'Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I've earned 5 more.' The master was full of praise. 'Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together.' The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, 'Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 2 more.' The master said, 'Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together.' Then the servant with 1 bag of silver came and said, 'Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here's your money back.' But the master replied, 'You wicked and lazy servant, if you knew I harvested crops I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it.' Then he ordered, 'Take the money from this servant and give it to the one with 10 bags of silver. To those who use well what they are given, even more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. Now throw this useless servant into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.'" Wow, Jesus used this story to teach about stewardship, the responsibility to use what God has given us, whether it's our time, our money, or our talents. 2 of those servants were good stewards. They managed well what the master had given them. The 3rd servant didn't use what he had been given at all, and he was punished for being a poor steward. The lesson for us is clear. God has given to each of us gifts, responsibilities, time, possessions, things to manage, and we're to use them to serve Him and to serve others. What has God given to you? Are you using it in a way that honors God, that pleases Him? This is what Romans chapter 12, verse 6 says. In His grace, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. Well, there you have it. Once again, we've spent some time in God's Word, and we've learned to be better stewards by listening to Him today. I plan on being back here again tomorrow to do the same thing. I sure hope you join me. Until that time, you go forward in God's joy. And you remember this, my friend. You remember that you are loved. No doubt about it. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. You take care.